Hi, I'm Mike Miller. I hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for watching the Other Side shows that I've been doing since 2010. I really enjoy doing these shows. And my guest today is an amazing artist, Zoe Thomas. She's been working in the Denton, Texas area for a number of years. She's originally from San Marcos. She was influenced by Van Gogh, anime, um, James Owens, and Salmon Toor. She sometimes starts from dreams or vision and subconscious ideas and turns this into a work using movement and motion to narrate the idea, the feeling of the work. I hope you enjoy the show today and that you will check out her art. Thank you very much and have a great day. Hi, I'm Mike Miller. Thank you so much for watching The Other Side. It's a show I've created to bring talented people to you, and I'm really honored today to have Zoe Thomas, an artist, to interview. Thank you for being here, Zoe.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. You've been a pretty active artist for a number of years now.
Yeah, I feel like my whole life, pretty much, and then got serious about it like 6 or 7 years ago. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
You most recently, you've done some showings at the East Side and Reds here in Denton.
yeah. There's some really good local events at Eastside and Reds that happen like once a month or like some of them every week.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I've been selling like art there and just doing like shows, bringing my art and talking to people. It's been a lot of fun.
that's good. So you do most of your paintings and work in your studio at home?
Yeah, I alternate between like my apartment and then on campus studio because I'm still in school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I use a lot of the facilities there and their resources. And then sometimes I'll like go if I'm doing digital art, I'll go sit somewhere, a coffee shop or something and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you sometimes scan works that you're working on and then work on them digitally?
I kind of alternate between doing acrylic and oil painting, and then I will work on my iPad on Procreate to do my digital work. And I'll usually like start it. I'll start this and sketch and everything, either like in my sketchbook or on the iPad itself, and then go from there. Yeah, but I kind of separate the two processes, like traditional and digital. I usually don't like merge them. Um, Usually the digital work kind of comes out of more of like convenience just because like it's kind of hard to work in my space sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good though. It's like really I feel like I work really fast because I don't think I'd be where I'm at without digital resources.
Yeah, it saves so much time, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Opens up so many possibilities.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like you don't have to clean up after either.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't waste paper and paint. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for sure. Sometimes things can be discovered by accident. I know I've like reversed the lighting on certain photographs and it looks so much better just
Yeah.
because of that.
Yeah, and you're like, "Oh, I didn't know I could do this."
Yeah, it would have been hard to paint the background black, with stars or whatever. And
Yeah.
but but I think art is so important these days in music with so much that's going on in the world, so
Yeah.
many stressful things and you draw from dreams and then movement also.
Yeah, a lot of it's like dreams or like how I'm feeling at the time. Or like I think I have kind of a hard time expressing myself in words, and so like drawing kind of comes more naturally.
Yeah,
Um, and so I'll like use like colors and like the movement and like just composition to like express kind of how I'm feeling.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you were influenced somewhat by anime, you feel like when you were younger?
Oh, for sure. I was really into anime, like from the ages of like 5. I still like it, but like I started getting really into it when I was like 5, and I had my neighbor she was like 5 years older than me, and so whenever I was younger, she was like a bit older. She like showed me anime and stuff, and she used to do a lot of like anime drawings, and I thought it was really cool, so I started doing them.
Is the
And
Powerpuff Girls, is that anime?
it's not, but I was also really into the Powerpuff Girls too. Yeah. Like I was really into like anime wise. There's a show called Inuyasha that used to come on late at night.
Oh,
Uh, yeah, and it's like about like this like fantasy world in feudal Japan. And this girl from like the modern world like goes through a portal to get to feudal Japan.
yeah.
And she like befriends this like group of people and they go on a bunch of journeys and stuff. It's really cool. Yeah. And so I was really into that. And then Naruto, which is like about ninjas and stuff.
Yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
realize anime had gone back so far, that it was in the early 1900s when it was beginning.
Yeah, I believe so. I'm not like super well versed on the history or anything, but yeah, I think it started as military propaganda or something.
Yeah, there
Uh,
was some famous movie, I think.
yeah, yeah. So it's been going on for a long time and it's like really evolved over time. It's even like way different now than it is like back in like the early 2000s.
Yeah, it's still very popular though, it seems.
For sure. I think it's like only like grown in popularity in the last like 10 years.
And
Yeah.
I saw I did a little research on it after I started researching you, and there's so many categories of anime.
Yeah, for sure. Like they have a lot of different types, and I feel like there's like at least one anime for everybody. Like I feel like most people can enjoy at least one, you know?
One character.
Like one show or like
Oh, one show.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Are they like 40 minutes or less?
Most of them are under 20-minute episodes,
Oh,
and then
really? Yeah.
yeah, but a lot of them have like an absurd amount of episodes. Like some of them have like 500 episodes or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people get really into those, but I kind of like usually I'm into anime that have like more like 30 to 60 episodes
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James Owens is someone who influenced you somewhat.
He's a more recent artist, I'd say in like the last like 2 years. I saw his work on Instagram and it kind of like made me think about how I handle materials because of the way he like uses paint and like the opacity and transparency with the paint and he's definitely been influencing me like a significant amount in the last like year or so.
I went to his website, or maybe it was on Facebook, and he had paintings and he was pouring fluid on them.
Yeah, I have no idea what that's about. He's always like doing like different experimental things with materials,
And then
which I think is really
as it
cool.
absorbed in or whatever, then it showed other, there were other like patterns
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
figures, you know.
yeah. I like the way he kind of like depicts figures in like different settings, but it's not exactly like obvious what it is. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it leaves room for interpretation at least.
for sure. Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
songs, you know, songs mean different things to different people.
yeah, yeah, which is really cool. Yeah.
The price of art has just gone up so much over the last 10 years, it seems. I guess art is really very highly esteemed these days.
Yeah, I need to actually learn more about that because from my understanding, like what I've learned in school and stuff, the art market and then like artists, they're very separate things. And a
Really?
lot of yeah, like a lot of the times, the people that are spending this much money on art, they really are mostly doing it for tax breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is like crazy.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm not sure what I think about that yet. But there's a lot of money in it if you catch the eye of them, I guess. But yeah.
And I guess people like art as investments because it lasts and it just gets more, it's worth more and more as time goes on.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like property in that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely personal property probably
Yeah.
on their tax returns. But yeah, there's so much money at these auctions that's being traded for these famous paintings these days.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really interesting.
But I hope art continues to bloom throughout all the weird things that are going on in the world today. You know, I think art can help bring us together and bring peace.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it's taken for granted a lot by people,
Yeah,
and I really hope that it's like at one point seen as just as important as like anything else, you know? Like,
yeah.
yeah, because I was talking to somebody the other day about, I don't remember how the conversation came up, but we were talking about like a school that they used to go to, and they saw that they like defunded the art department to fund like security or something, which the
Oh,
security is important too, but it feels like whenever they need to like get or like reassess their financial investments, they always defund the arts first.
yeah. The
And
music
it's,
department or
yeah,
dance, things like that. Yeah.
yeah, theater,
It-
yeah, stuff like that. And it makes me really sad because I think art is such a good thing for people to like have. And like I think because it's looked as this like it's looked as, I don't know, I think a lot of people see it as like a hobby thing, but I think it's like important for like growth and like soul searching and all of this stuff that I don't think people really realize it sometimes, you know?
And I noticed they said something about James Owens' art is like narrative art. It kind of, you see a story in it
Yeah, yeah. And I think most contemporary artists have that kind of narrative
going
going
on.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's almost like art. I've been thinking about how art is just like an ongoing conversation amongst every artist, you know, from like the very beginning of time. Like I feel like that's why art history is important. You know, you see this, and then you see the response to that, and then you see the response to that. You know,
yeah.
yeah, it's really cool.
And art has been a thing, I guess, since day one, you know, with the cave drawings and things like that. And it gives us insight into the lives of the people,
Yeah,
their
yeah, and like what?
activities and things. You know, it seems like people, there are always those artists who would capture events and just like things that the people did back, the Egyptians or whatever, you know.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. You can definitely like see like where society was depending on like what art was being made then.
Yeah, which
Mm,
yeah, behaviors were condoned or what kind of things were taboo, you know, and so on.
mhm.
But and there's always been so much violence in the world, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but so what are some of the best ways for people to check out your artwork?
For me right now, my Instagram, zoeceleste.art is the best way, and then my Twitter, which is Poogbookit, Poogboket. I post a lot of sketches and stuff on there.
Okay.
Um, yeah, those are like the best ways to see my art.
Well, I really enjoyed looking at your art. You have some very nice things out there, and I click like on a lot of them. Each, so many of them are very, I could just sit there for 20 minutes, and it seems like I'm so absorbed more the more I look at it.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like it. I saw you liking them. I was like, oh, Steve's looking at them.
The something about, but and then when I reread your artist statement, I think that's good that you have that out there too, about movement and so
Mhm.
on.
Yeah, thank you.
It kind of lures the viewer in, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Artist statements are good because it like gives like a deeper understanding of like what's going on with the art.
And I used to like, I still do French art, like 18th and 19th century French art.
Yeah, yeah. Like impressionistic stuff or like
Yeah.
yeah,
Pointillism I thought was cool.
yeah, that was cool.
It seems like those elements are still popular these days.
For sure. I really think like the influence of a lot of the artists at that time, like in the impressionist circle and like post-impressionism and stuff, a lot of people still really use those techniques and like get really influenced by them. I for sure really like that's probably one of my favorite time periods of art and like look at it often.
It would be cool to go back to that point in time and see what life was really like.
Right? Yeah. Like they had just gotten electricity and stuff back then, so it's I can't even imagine like that didn't exist before, then that exists. Then it's cool because like I don't know, you can really see that in some of the art, like especially like Van Gogh's pieces. He had a lot of anxiety about
Yeah.
electricity and like technology advancing.
Factories that created smoke.
Yeah, yeah, and like the working conditions of those and stuff.
Yeah, the government began to take the public lands, and then people had to go to town to find jobs at these factories.
Yeah, yeah, which led to a lot of health conditions for a lot of people. Just
Yeah,
yeah.
more cancers and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see where the current technology takes us, with the way things are these days, the internet
For
and
sure.
security. It's just so weird.
Yeah, it is really weird, and I feel like technology is advancing faster than like we can really keep up with.
Yeah,
It's kind of scary because it's like we won't really see the repercussions of it until later.
yeah, and such an information overload. There's just so much information about so many
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. A little too much.
Well, I've really enjoyed viewing your art, and I hope others will check your art out and appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you.
And, so I guess we can go ahead and conclude. I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much for sharing your time and letting me look at your art and talk about it some. And so thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it and hope you have a great day and take care.
Yay, thank you.
Let's see how